This video is about Symphony No. 7 by Ludwig van Beethoven. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Symphony No. 7 in A major, Op. 92, was composed by Ludwig van Beethoven between 1811 and 1812. This was a period of intense creativity for Beethoven, despite his advancing deafness. The symphony reflects Beethoven's mastery of orchestration and his ability to express emotion through music. It was a time when he broke away from traditional forms and developed innovative compositional techniques. The Seventh Symphony is considered one of Beethoven's most vibrant and rhythmic works. The premiere of the Symphony No. 7 took place on December 8, 1813 in the University Hall in Vienna. Beethoven himself conducted the orchestra, which at that time was a great honor and recognition of his work. The concert was a benefit concert for soldiers who had fought in the Napoleonic Wars. The symphony was received enthusiastically by the audience, and the second movement, Allegretto, in particular, received so much applause that it had to be repeated. This positive reaction showed how much Beethoven's music could move people. The Seventh Symphony is in 4 movements: poco sostenuto, vivace, allegretto, presto, and allegro con brio. Each movement has a different character and mood. The first movement begins with a slow introduction that leads into a fast and lively vivace. The second movement, allegretto, is famous for its melancholy theme and has often been performed separately. The third movement, a fast presto, is full of energy and dance rhythms. The final movement, allegro con brio, concludes the symphony with great dynamism and power. Beethoven's Seventh Symphony had a lasting influence on the musical world and inspired many other composers. Its rhythmic vitality and innovative use of orchestral color set new standards in symphonic music. Musicians and critics praised the symphony for its bold originality and emotional depth. It became an important milestone in the development of Romantic music and influenced the work of composers such as Richard Wagner, who described it as the apotheosis of the dance. The second movement, Allegretto, is one of the most famous movements in the symphony and has often been considered the work's climax. This movement is characterized by a simple but profound theme that is developed through variations. It is an example of Beethoven's ability to achieve maximum emotional impact with minimal musical means. The allegretto is often used in films, television shows, and commercials, which underscores its enduring popularity and influence on popular culture. After its premiere, Beethoven's Seventh Symphony received both praise and criticism. While many contemporary critics praised the symphony's vitality and originality, others found it too bold and unconventional. Over time, however, the symphony has established itself as one of the most important works in the symphonic literature. Today it is celebrated as a masterpiece, regularly performed by orchestras around the world. In the Seventh Symphony, Beethoven displays his unique style, which combines classical forms with new musical ideas. He uses the full range of the orchestra to create a rich palette of timbres. Beethoven was a master of developmental motivic technique, in which he takes small musical ideas and varies and develops them throughout the piece. This approach allowed him to create complex and cohesive structures that appeal to the listener both emotionally and intellectually. For the performance of his Seventh Symphony, Beethoven used a large orchestra that included flutes, oboes, clarinets, bassoons, horns, trumpets, timpani, and strings. This instrumentation helped him to create a wide range of emotions and timbres. By skillfully arranging and using the various instruments, Beethoven was able to emphasize the characteristic themes and rhythms of the symphony. The dynamic and expressive use of the orchestra contributes significantly to the overall effect of the work. To this day, Beethoven's Seventh Symphony remains a central work in the classical music repertoire. Its vitality and emotional depth appeal to both musicians and listeners. The symphony demonstrates Beethoven's tireless innovation and his influence on music history. It is proof of his ability to create extraordinary music, despite personal challenges such as his deafness. The Seventh Symphony is not only a cultural heritage, but also an inspiring example of the transformative power of music.